Hi students, good evening and welcome to the session. I've started 1 minute earlier, sooner than the scheduled time. The session has not officially begin. We'll wait for 1 minute so that other students may also join. Hi Sham, how are you doing? Hi Hiansh, hi Aishalina. So, are you people done with your JEE main examination? You guys are done with your great. I hope it went well. Okay, Sham, it's on Feb 1. Okay, gearing up for it. Okay, all right. I guess the session has now begun. Okay. Hi Aditya. Hi Kadamb. Hi Yash. Hi Anmol. Hi Diraj. Hi Anjana. Hi Rohit. Hi Jay. Hi Sujal. Hi Vijit. Hi Arya. Hi Ishan. Hi Shweta. Hi Sayan. Shruti. Dharya. Anshuman. Dikshant. Paritosh. Susan. Tanishk. Suresh. Soham. Sumed. Chandana. Nandakishore. All right. Welcome, each one of you. Very good evening. Um, guys, Bhumika, no, I'm not able to see. I'm able to see your messages. I'm able to see your chats. Hi, Avlokita. Hi, Shidan. All right. Okay, guys. So, welcome to the session, all of you. I will now begin the session. So, first of all, I want to tell you that this session is specifically for the students who could not join Eklavya batch by way of entrance test or by way of Eklavya early bird batches. If you haven't heard of these tests, then it's fine, because if you haven't heard of it, then certainly you did not appear at these tests, and so therefore you could not join Eklavya via these tests. So first I would like to know that all of the students here are currently aspiring to join Eklavya, but you have not got enrolled in any Eklavya batch, or you did not qualify by way of entrance test. Is that correct? If that's correct, select a yes if that understanding is correct. So any student who is currently present in this session who got selected in any entrance test, who was shared a form in their email ID, who have filled the form. So like, what I'm trying to say is, if you are already enrolled in the Clever batch, then for you guys there is another orientation session schedule, which is tomorrow, in which I will cover the same thing that I'm covering today. Okay, but just letting you know so that you attend the orientation session at the right place. Now I can see that majority of the students here are the aspiring Eklavyans, and this session is for you guys only. So I believe that many of you are focused on JEE main examination. You have just given your examination, and now you are raring to commence your preparation for JEE advanced. Am I right, guys? Am I right? You are all now geared up to prepare for JEE advanced, and of course the board lies in between. We'll tackle with that also. All right, great. So I'll tell you what we are going to do. So first of all, though, since you are here, I'm assuming that you are aware of Eklavya. If you are not aware of Eklavya, then I will recommend that you do a Google search. Spend half an hour, 45 minutes on Google to investigate about what Eklavya program is. Because if I try to explain about Eklavya right now, it is going to take a lot of time. So I'll just summarize the Eklavya program in a nutshell. All right. So Eklavya program is basically a rank booster program which increases your rank. Whatever you are supposed to get as per your mains marks. Okay, we try to increase that rank in the gap between the JE main and the JE advanced examination. Okay, a piece of advice, guys. Right now, I'm focusing on delivering the lecture, so I'm not looking at the chats. All right, so even if you are writing something in the chats right now, I'm not paying attention to that. I'm not able to pay attention to that simultaneously while I'm looking at the camera, while I'm paying attention to the slide. So give rest to your finger also, because whatever you're writing right now in the chat box, I'm not able to read that. It's just I can see that the chats are flowing, but will not be able to respond to that. I will tell you when I'm reading the chat. At that time, you let me know your concerns, and that would be the good time to interact. Coming back to the Eklavya program, so it is a rank booster program. All right, and we try to improve the rank of the student between the JEE main and the JEE advanced examination. And how do we do that? That is what I'm going to explain here. Okay, so what is this session all about? What is this temporary batch? So guys, you all are now ready to begin your JEE advanced examination, and I believe that you want to devote around 2 to 3 week period before you actually start getting involved in your board examination. So we want to utilize this 2 to 3 week period, which is very very crucial as far as your JEE advanced examination is concerned, because out of the time left, okay, this 2 3 week period forms a significant percentage of the time left, so we cannot afford to waste that. And by the time your JEE main percentiles are released, this period will be gone. So we want to utilize this time. We wanted to do this in the Eklavya batch. Now, before we can have the percentile of few people, we want to complete things with you. So that's why we are running this temporary batch. There is another thought that crossed our mind, that why not run this temporary batch throughout the period of the actual Eklavya batches. So guys, there are operational constraints to it. Okay, Eklavya batch requires a lot of commitment from the student, and that cannot happen on a public domain. We need a closed group where the students know that this is the team of teachers which will help me, and the teachers also know that this set of students are my responsibility. It is them who I need to respond. Whenever we have tried to conduct anything in the open forum on a public domain, we have seen that there are always some elements which are not the real aspirants, or who are not so serious about JEE Advanced, or they know that they may not be able to crack. So they kind of they spoil the decorum of the batch, and they spoil the tempo of the batch. They slow down the proceedings. So to avoid these kind of things, we always run Eklavya in a closed environment where there is a set of students, there is a set of teachers, and then we put them together and we allow them to evolve. All right, evolve with a specific purpose. So that thing. Now let me just tell you the purpose of this session. So guys, we will do everything. All right, we will do everything that we are going to do in the normal Eklavya batches with you all right, for a period of 20 days, that is till February 19, so that nothing is lost. And this session will help you understand that how we are going to do all those things. All right, so I'm going to tell you here that what is the content to solve, how to solve it, what is the philosophy with which we have prepared the content, and how you can remain a part of Eklavya, how you can become a part of Eklavya. All right, so with that guys, now I'm looking at the chat. If there are any pressing queries, um, okay, can you also join after the second attempt? Jay, you can, but there will be very little time left to actually undergo the transformation. See, guys, just hang on. I'm not looking at the chats again. So, guys, joining this Eklavya program is like joining a gym. Okay, let's say you want to lose weight or you want to get in shape. You join a gym. Now, you don't expect that. Let's say you have a marriage in your house and you want to get into shape for that marriage. Okay, now if you join gym 2 or 3 weeks before the marriage, you can't expect to get significant results in terms of your appearance, your outlook. Okay, but if you joined it 2 3 months in advance, then 2 3 months, if you are dedicated enough, if you work hard enough, then you can get into a shape. So it's something like this: the later you join, the lesser time you are giving yourself, okay, to reap the benefits of this batch. The percentile criteria for this batch will be 96 percentile. You must score 96 percentile and above. If you have been a Vedan, if you have been in any batch of Vedantu, and if we can ascertain that by checking our data, then the cutoff percentile for you will be 94%. All right, so that is going to be no further entrance tests are planned, guys. Okay, guys, now I will, I will not take FAQs right now. Towards the end of the session, I will take the FAQs, because if I take the FAQs, then I'll probably be defeating the purpose of this session. Let me just go through the things, guys. Okay, let me just go through the things. Guys, I'll keep the chat off for now. Now, whatever you are writing is not coming to me. Okay, I've done that to ensure that you also don't get distracted. You also pay attention to what I'm saying, and I can also pay attention there. Okay, so I'm continuing now, and guys, I will continue in English only, because I think people who are well versed with Hindi, they can still understand English. But if someone is not familiar with Hindi, which is the case with many students from South India, okay, so they find difficult to understand Hindi, so I'll stick to English. Okay, now what is the mission and vision of Eklavya? So guys, in Eklavya, we believe that the team of Eklavya, we are ready to move mountains to ensure your growth, to ensure a growth in student performance. And you will realize this once you, I think you are already getting a taste of this, when you see how Eklavya team is working, how diligently and continuously we are putting content in the Eklavya Telegram channel so that students may take benefit out of it. All right, so I hope you have already noticed the kind of professionalism that this team is following. So, and you will see it further when you join Eklavya batch. What is the expectation from you guys? So, guys, our expectation from you is to religiously follow whatever we are telling you to do. All right, it's a very tried and tested program. If you do what we are saying, you are definitely going to get benefited. All right, so this is our expectation from you guys. Now, how do we bring about the improvement in such a short time? Okay, so guys, there are certain themes on which we work, and the theme is that at this point of time you have already completed the syllabus once, you have given the JEE main examination, so that means that you are at least acquainted or you are familiar with the syllabus, you know the breadth of the syllabus, you are aware of the concepts, okay, you have seen the concepts. The advanced examination, it requires application of those concepts at a deeper level, okay. So if there are, let's say, 100 concepts to be learned, as of now you are aware or you have learned maybe 70% of the concept, maybe 80% of the concept, and the remaining concept that you could not learn due to whatever reasons, okay, are the concepts that you are not even aware that they exist. Like for you, the amount of knowledge that you have or the concepts that you are exposed to, they become the entire, the entire sample space or the complete set, okay. But that is not the case. There exists some other concepts which you are not aware of, and you don't even know that you are not aware of those concepts, okay. So we must discover the missing concepts in you, and then we must eliminate the weakness there, okay. So discovery and elimination of weakness is the key theme on which Eklavya program works, okay. We find out weakness in you which will vary from student to student, yet we discover that weakness and we eliminate that. How do we accomplish that? I'm going to tell you that in a short while, okay. So this is one aspect, discovery and elimination of weakness, okay. The second aspect is, we have invariably seen that students struggle in inorganic chemistry, and this is an area which is not only scoring, but it is scoring in very, very less time. Like if there are questions from inorganic chemistry in JEE advanced examination, and if you're doing those questions, then you are scoring marks at a very high speed. That means you are consuming very less time, and yet you are able to score marks, and this gives you benefit. This gives you more time to attempt your physics and maths questions. So inorganic chemistry is a key area where having a good command, having a hold on the subject is going to boost your score. So that is one thing. And finally, the third thing, you have learned the concepts, you have eliminated your weaknesses, you have learned inorganic chemistry. But even after doing all this, there one aspect that is critical for getting a decent rank or a very good rank in JEE Advanced is conversion of knowledge into marks. Understand this, guys. Having knowledge is one thing, but converting into marks is another thing. Having knowledge means that if somebody explains something to you, you will be able to understand that. Or if you are trying to go into research, you can do that, because research people, they follow the right thing, they do the right thing irrespective of the time it takes, okay. But when you are giving an examination, you have to do the right thing in a limited amount of time, so it becomes critical to convert your knowledge into marks, and it involves various aspects, okay. It involves the test taking strategy, the decision making, the temperament, okay, the outlook towards the examination. All these things are there. So these are the three things that we target in Eklavya program. Are we good with this till now? Are we good with this? You are able to understand that these are the three key areas that we are going to target upon, okay. And if you improve on these three, you will realize that there is a significant improvement in your marks, and you will realize this. You will, when you compare your performance with your peers who are not part of Eklavya. Ideally, we would want them to be part of Eklavya, but if they're not part of Eklavya, you will see the difference. Now, how do we do that? So let me first tell you about the things that you're going to get in Eklavya. So these are the things that actually take care of all these three elements. So the tutorial sessions, the solving material, okay. So these two form the first key area. Let me number it. So this is the first key area, this is the second key area, and this is the third key area. Okay, so tutorial sessions and solving material. Solving material involves what I will just elaborate on that in a short while. Then this takes care of the second aspect, and this takes care of the third aspect. Okay, and these are the add-ons. Okay, this you can say is part of this also, and this is part of this also, and this is part of this also. Of course, everything happens live. Okay, so and the other things, these three, the Telegram group, the counseling support, the assistance for editor examination, these are add-ons, okay, valuable add-ons. So I'll comment on these valuable add-ons also, but let me first talk about these elements, these things, okay. So as far as the academic content is concerned, so you can say that there are two things which are academic, or which form part of academic content. One is the module and the other is the surgical strike assignment, as it is written here. Okay, so the module plays the role for discovery of your weakness, and SSA plays the role for elimination. As the name suggests, surgical strike means that you are treating only the wounded area. You are not treating the entire body. You are just treating the area where you are wounded. Surgical strike, So, so basically, these assignments are meant not to cover the entire chapter with you, but only to cover the weakness or your whatever weakness you have. Okay, so I'll tell you about the surgical strike assignment in a short while. Okay, so first let me talk about the module. Okay, so what we have done, so three subject PCM. Okay, in all the three subject, we have one module. What we have done, we have divided entire syllabus into 10 units. Okay, so you have 10 units of physics, 10 units of chemistry, 10 units of maths. One unit may have multiple chapters. Okay, so and each unit contains about 80 to 90 questions, which are divided into two parts. Okay, part 1 and part 2. All right, so you can say that a total of around 900 questions, around 1000 questions, you can say, round figure, per subject. Okay, around 1000 questions per subject, so that makes around 3000 questions combining all subjects. So these are the questions that you need to solve between JEE Main and JEE Advanced, and while solving these questions, all your weaknesses will be discovered. How? That is because, see, what we have done, we have condensed the large variety of questions into very limited number of questions. Understand this. This 3000 may sound a bit too much, but when you look at the breakup, it really doesn't sound too much. See, I'm saying that if I talk about physics, I'm saying that entire physics of 11th and 12th has been divided into 10 parts only. Now think about this. All right, there are about 25 to 26 chapter combining 11th and 12th. All right, so all those 25 26 chapters have been divided into 10 units only. That means approximately 2.5 chapter per unit, and for every unit we are giving you only 80 to 90 questions. So in about 100 questions, let's just put a higher limit, in about 100 questions you are covering three chapters. All right, so that's pretty decent. I mean, that's pretty, when I say decent, I mean that's pretty low. All right, and yet the questions in these modules have been chosen in a manner that they complete the entire variety of concepts that is there in a particular chapter. Like, if I have chosen one question on a particular concept, the next question will not involve the previous concepts. All right, it will largely be based on altogether new concept, unless we want you to practice some particular concept more. All right, the idea is to expose you to the entire variety of concept through minimal number of questions. All right, so that when you get stuck in a question, you come to know that, okay, this is the part that I did not know how to apply, or this is a concept that I was not aware of. Okay, so that is your discovery part. You discover, okay, this kind of variety exists. I wasn't aware that this kind of variety exists, and I now know how to deal with this variety of question. Okay, so that forms the discovery part. Now, how do we eliminate the weakness? Okay, so to eliminate the weakness, I'll show you in a short while that below every question there is a link. Okay, there is a link in the module. Below every question there is a link. You click on that link and you will find that 3 or 4 question, or maybe 5 or 10 question, or maybe 1 or 2 question, depending upon the popularity of the concept. When you click on the link, 3 4 questions open up which resemble the question which was above the link. So I gave you one question. Okay, you did that question, well and good. Move to the next question, ignore the link. You got stuck in the question, you want to practice more such questions, there is a link below the question, click on the link, more such questions will open, practice them, 3 or 4 questions will open, practice them, then move on. So that's exactly how we are tackling the discovery of weakness and then exactly eliminating the weakness. Let me tell you that these surgical strike assignments, it took hours and hours of teachers time to actually make these assignments. We went through a lot of content, We first broke down every chapter at the concept level, at micro concept level. Then we read almost many questions from many different sources, and we tagged them that this question goes to this concept, this question goes to this concept, and that is how finally we rearranged the questions and we accumulated these assignments. So a lot of work has went into this, and this is something that you will never find anywhere. Okay, any other institute or any other person sharing these assignments, rest assured they have copied our material, because we provide our material in the open domain. Okay, so these surgical strike assignment, they are specifically meant to target your weakness at the concept level. Are we good with this understanding, guys? Are we good with the understanding of the module and the surgical strike assignment? Very useful tool. Okay, and it is through these content only, guys. Let me tell you that this Eklavya program, it's a scientifically defined program. Like, oh, years after years, we have refined it, we have improved it, and now the content that you get is a highly targeted content, I would say. Okay, so all these things I have told you here. Okay, so every week we will cover one unit in one subject. So in one unit, in 1 week, we will cover one unit of physics, one unit of mathematics, one unit of chemistry. All right, so this means what? You will get 2 days to solve one subject. Okay, because if I discount Sunday, we have 6 days in a week. We want to cover 3 units, 1 unit per subject, that is 3 units. So you will have 2 days, approximately 2 days to solve for one unit. That is 2 days for about 90 questions. Pretty decent, pretty decent. You will get enough time to brainstorm with the questions. Okay, here and there we have squeezed in 4 units because we are losing some days because of boards. Okay, so that is one thing. Now so this is the I've already described the JEE modules for you. Approximately 90 questions per unit. They are divided into two parts, part one and part two. So you should start solving part one, and part two is to be done only and only if you were able to solve about 70% of part one without any fuss, without any kind of trouble. Then you have to go to part two. Otherwise, you can leave it. It's optional. The first priority is to actually finish part one of all the units, so that even further reduces the count of question that you need to do. All right, if you target only part one of the Eklavya module, that means around 1500 questions you are targeting. Reiterating, completing part one of module of Eklavya modules will ensure that you are definitely getting a seat at IIT. And when I say completing, I don't mean that you read the question, you see the solution that someone else had done and you copy it. I mean, spending time on the question on your own, brainstorming and learning, evolving. All right, so and that is thing. Solutions are also provided. So this is regarding the module. This is regarding the Eklavya module. Surgical strike assignment. I told you that we have broken down every chapter at the concept level. We have created assignments. Each contains about 5 to 10 questions, and these are for strengthening the concept. Okay. If you are having the doubt, you can post it in the Telegram group to discuss. Okay, which you cannot do right now, but once you become part of Eklavya, then you will have access to Telegram groups. Okay, so till this point, are we good, students? Till this point, were you able to understand everything? Till this point, were you able to understand? Like, see, guys, it's important that you must know the program, the part of which you are going to become in future. Okay, because only then you will be able to stay focused for the next 20 days. Okay, so that is regarding the surgical strike assignment. Now, regarding the inorganic chemistry, daily you will be having one session of inorganic chemistry in the afternoon, 3:45 to 4:45. Okay, so what we believe is that if someone comes in front of you and they start telling you about inorganic, in the form of a story or with some kind of background around it, even if you are attending the session and simply listening to what the teacher is saying, you will gain a lot out of it. So what we have done, we have spread the inorganic chemistry over several months, over entire period of your preparation. 1 hour daily, 1 hour daily. You just join the session, you listen to what sir is saying, and that's it. That's all we expect from you. All right. This much effort will lead to a significant improvement in your inorganic chemistry. All right. So are we clear with the inorganic chemistry part? That daily sessions will be scheduled. Just attend the session. Some quizzes will be conducted. Sir will keep on, telling you things about inorganic chemistry. Just listen to it. All right. I think you must be aware of the Abhimanyu story. All right, how Abhimanyu, listened to the way of breaking that chakravyuh of finding the way inside when while he was in tomb. sorry, he was in the womb of his mother. So uh, basically, simply listening, did wonders to Abimanyu. So that's what we are saying, that just join the session and listen. All right, that will do wonders to your inorganic chemistry. If you can stay attentive, nothing like that. But if even if you can't stay attentive, just join the session. All right, that will bring about improvement in you. Next comes the test series. So we will take your part test. So after every 2 units, we will conduct a test. One part test will consist of 2 units, syllabus of 2 units. So total of 5 part tests will be conducted, and these will be conducted like this: 2 hour of physics. Okay, that will be one paper. Then there will be a gap. Then 2 hour of chemistry. Okay, so this is the old pattern. This is the pattern when I gave the JEE advanced examination. At that time, we used to have JEE examination like this. The name was different. It wasn't called JEE advanced back then. It was called JEE main back then, and we used to have JEE screening as the first stage. Okay, so we used to give 2 hour of physics, then a gap, then 2 hour of chemistry, then another gap, then 2 hour of maths. So this is the theme on which we will conduct the part test. The idea of the part test is to check that we have understood, you have learned the 2 units that were covered before the part test or not. All right, and we don't want you to spend time of one subject on the other subject, because that gives us the wrong impression. If you have spent the time of physics on mathematics, you will get less marks in physics, and you will start believing that your physics is weak, whereas it may just have been a judgmental error on your part. You may have spent too much time on mathematics without realizing, only to realize later that you have to now skip physics question. So we don't want that. We don't want any misconceptions to be there in your understanding of your situation. So the part test will be of this pattern. After the part tests are done, then we will have a full test, and this full test series is something that you are going to learn. Our the Eklavyans of previous years, they absolutely love the test series. I can vouch for it that no other test series in market is as good as this one. Errorless questions, relevant questions, the questions that come in a paper, they are not selected, or we don't create a paper on the whims and fancy of a teacher. We have prepared these test papers on the basis of data. All right, the entire pool of about 5 to 6,000 questions that was attempted by 2021 batch, we have data for each question: how many attempted, how many got it right, what is the average time spent on the question. And so based on these data, we gave a rating to the question. And then if we want to make a difficult paper, then we decided that a difficult paper will have these many questions of this rating, these many questions of this rating, these many questions of this rating. A moderate paper will have, so like that. So the papers are scientifically and empirically made. They lack the teacher's bias. All right, which is a good thing. Which is a good thing, that they are not based on the perception of a teacher, that whether a particular question is tough or easy. It is based on the input that we have received from students attempt of the question. All right, so empirically, like for example, some question may seem to be very easy, but they are tricky. So many of the students will attempt the question and then get it wrong. All right, so a teacher will call the question easy because it is easy, because the teacher knows the trick. But empirically, data says that that question wasn't easy, because most of the students got it wrong. So it will be rated as a difficult question, and it will be counted as a difficult question in the paper. So that is how the test papers are made. And we conduct a theme based test. All right, this is something that you will love. The rank prediction test, we will predict your rank using the data of last year students. They gave the same test, we have their marks, we have their ranks, so we can develop a correlation. Okay, then we conduct the novel question test, in which absolutely new questions will be framed, questions which are not in any book, which are not in any previous year paper, which are not in any institute's material. Absolutely newly framed questions will be given to you. The idea is to surprise you, because JEE Advanced does the same thing to you, right? It gives you a paper in which you get questions which you don't find anywhere, and the element of surprise actually, it knocks you off. It puts you off. It brings down your performance, because you were not ready for the surprise and you get surprised. So to give you that experience of how it feels when altogether new unseen questions, they come in front of you, how do you react to that? Last year our students told us that they were benefited because of these novel question tests, because the paper was very difficult, and when they realized that the paper is difficult, they remembered their experience of novel test, and at least they had some experience of how to tackle that sentiment of I'm not able to solve anything. So they had some kind of experience that helped them calm their nerves. So rank prediction test, novel test, theme based test, a lot of things are there in the test series. You're going to absolutely love this test series. And something called this self-reflection test analysis. So this is something that will help you realize your weaknesses, and it will give you proper instruction of what to do to eliminate those weaknesses in terms of taking the test. All right, so this part, this test series actually tackles your third element. It helps you to convert your knowledge into marks. It teaches you how to do that, how to manage the time, how to make the decisions, how to keep your calm, how to maintain your equanimity. Okay, so this is the area that helps you to do that. So guys, are we clear till this point? Are we clear till this point? Everything clear that the module and the surgical strike assignment, okay, they will discover your weakness, they will eliminate your weakness. The part test will help you check whether you have learned something in the last 2 units that you have covered or not. And then the final full test, the full test will help you develop that skill where you convert your knowledge into marks. Inorganic chemistry will continue. Okay, so that is we believe that it is going to help you a lot. Okay, now I will summarize whatever I have told you till now in this graphic. So tutorial sessions, what are tutorial sessions? So these are some recorded sessions, or these are replays of last year's session. So we have recorded one tutorial session per unit. So every unit, for every unit we have one tutorial session. What do we cover in the tutorial session? So in every chapter there are some key concepts, all right, or some key variety of questions that students find difficult, or they are not exposed to because they are not taught usually in the coaching institutes. Okay, so we have seen that by teaching these concepts, by exposing students to these concepts, okay, we can provide the student the missing link in the chapter. In every chapter there are some missing links because of which the students are not able to finish the question from step 1 to step last. Okay, so we try to provide those missing links in these tutorial session. We try to cover up some questions which are similar to the questions given in the module, so that once you start solving the module, you know how to attempt at least few variety of the questions. So you are expected, or we recommend that you watch this tutorial session before you start solving the unit. All right, unless you are very good in those chapters which are covered in the unit. Okay, so watch this tutorial session, whatever questions are being done in these, do them and then begin doing the unit. Okay, so these are optional. Okay, if you are good enough in a particular chapter, you can skip the tutorial session, then solve the module. Okay, solve the module, mark the questions that you want to discuss, and discuss it in the live session. Okay, module discussion, then part test, and then full test. So this is the overall journey of a 11. Like, you will solve the module, you will get your doubts rectified, you will give the part test, and once we are done with this process for all the 10 units, then you start giving the full test. All right, so this is the journey. Now, before I proceed further, this till now I was telling you what you are going to get in Eklavya program. Okay, I was telling you about that. Now the question is that all these things will be accessible, will be available once you are part of Eklavya program, which is not happening in the next 20 days, because once your percentiles are released, we will take some time. So now coming to the procedure, like what we are going to do, what I'll be doing, I have already shared a schedule with you in the Telegram channel itself. You can scroll up few message, you will find a video, a Loom video, LOOM, a Loom video from me, along with the document. In the document, the schedule is present and links are also present of the session. Okay, so on the stipulated day, on the stipulated time, if you join that session, then the discussion of the unit which is mentioned on that day will happen. All right, the content is already shared with you, so everything is already, it has been given to you. You can start solving the unit. Keep an eye on the date on which it is going to be discussed. Join the session on that date. During the session, we will give you a form. All right, for the first 15 minutes, no discussion will happen. We will give you a form. You fill the form. In the form, you will mention us the question number that you want us to discuss. Okay, the questions that you were not able to do, just fill those questions. Okay, once all of you fill that question, or whoever has to ask a question, once those students fill the form, then what happens? Then the teacher will be able to see a frequency matrix. What is frequency matrix? Like, question number 1 was asked by 5 students, question number 2 was asked by 10 students, question number 3 nobody asked, question number 4 was asked by 17 students. So like this, a frequency matrix will appear, and the teachers will pick the 25 most asked questions. Okay, and they will solve those questions in the live session. Okay, if time permits, if after covering 25 questions, if the time is still there, then they will start picking the 26th, the 27th, and the 28th question on the basis of decreasing frequency. Okay, so like this, we are going to address the doubts that you are going to have while you are solving the module. The module contains the link of the surgical strike assignments also. Surgical strike assignments are something that you have to do on your own. Like you feel I'm weak in this concept, open the assignment, solve it, and that's it. You know, you will be able to solve it. Okay, so uh, yeah, so this is till 20th. This is how we are going to conduct this batch. Then once the JEE main percentiles are released, what I will do, I will float a form in the Telegram channel. Okay, it would take about 20 to 25 minutes to fill that form. You fill that form. In that form only, we will ask your percentile also. We will ask you to share your result card also, so that we can share verify your percentile. After verification, if we find that your percentile is above the cutoff, which is 96th percentile for general category student, for any student, and 94 percentile for Vedans, if you are above these percentiles, then we will enroll you in an existing Eklavya batch where things would have only though like the similar things would have been completed, which we are completing with you. So the batches are running. This temporary batch is also running parallelly only. All right. So at any point of time, we can shift students from the temporary batch to the actual batches. So this is the entire idea. All right. So like this is the important part that you should know. Apart from this, what else do you get in Eklavya program? Like once you become part of Eklavya program, we will enroll you into Telegram group of different batches. Okay, so each Telegram group, each batch has a Telegram group of its own. Students are present there, and they are highly useful for peer-to-peer interaction. You know, like-minded individuals with the same motive interacting there, encouraging each other. Okay, that's a very healthy environment. You post your questions, and there are students who can address that. If students are not able to solve, the teachers pick them after a stipulated amount of time. Okay, so what I have seen over the past 2 years is that student learns the most from these Telegram group. In fact, this keeps them motivated. This group keeps them positive because every student is trying to help other, which actually, you know, you will see a different dimension, a whole new level or a whole new kind of preparation. You know, up until now, in whichever institutes you are going, you will realize that you see your classmate as your competitor, and you don't want them to do good because that would mean that you are missing out on a rank or you are losing your rank. But here in Eklavya program, we all look at each other as our buddies. All right, all the Eklavyans, you help each other. You are not each other competition. Okay, you help each other grow, and you grow as a group. And all the students who are not part of Eklavya, they are your competition. Okay, we try to beat them, and you will find that this is much healthier way or healthier thought than to think your classmate as a competitor. You will realize that this is a better way to grow rather than, you know, thinking the person sitting next to you or the person attending the session with you as your competitor and having some kind of, you know, malified intention towards them. Okay, so Telegram groups are very important thing. Okay, and then there are some things related to privacy. This you don't need it right now. Okay, you need it once you become part of the Telegram group. Okay, we are just explaining how to keep your number private. Your phone number should be kept private so that you know, anyone is not able, just does not, it's not visible to everyone. Okay, we also provide assistance to other competitive exam like BitSat, like the NISER, ICER exam, the Triple IT Hyderabad exam, including the interviews, guys. That's the most critical part. Like once you clear Triple IT Hyderabad the exam, then you will be called for the interview. We make panels of you know, teachers, and they take interview of the student. And the interviews that we have taken in the past, our students have told us that the final interview was very close to what we conducted for them, and they were benefited because they rehearsed at least 3 times. We did at least 3 rounds of mock interviews with every student. Okay, English aptitude, 3D drawing, depending upon the exam that for which you have filled the form. For BitSat, we provide English support also. So basically, all the exams or majority of the exams that you're going to write apart from JEE Advanced, you're going to get enough help for those examination also. All right, and even after the exam, once you clear JEE, and we are very sure that you're going to clear JEE, then we provide you counseling help also, which college branch to choose, what is the order in which you should fill your choices, everything we are going to support you. This is a website you can explore if you want, veeklever.com. Here you will find that very beautiful website. I mean, very useful website. You'll find it. Okay, so this much part, guys. Are we good till this much part? I'm launching a quiz. Let me know. Are we good till this part? Okay, great, great. So guys, if we are good with till this part, so till right now, you know, don't need only this much information. I wanted to inform you about what we are going to do in Eklavya program, so that you stay motivated to join the program. And while you haven't joined the program, what to do? I guess you are already aware, or I've already told you that you go back to the Telegram channel, scroll up, look for the Loom video. That video describes a document. Open up the document, see the document, and you'll come to know what you need to do. All right, guys. Now I'm opening up the chat. If there are queries, I'm sure they're going to be. I try to address as much as, sir. 100 marks make how much percentile? How will I be able to get? Shreyansh, I will not be able to comment on this because this thing varies from session to session. I think many YouTubers comment on these things. They are probably a better source to answer this question. I mean, to know the answer to this question. Aman, see, the channel is something where only I post the messages. All the messages are relevant. You scroll them up, you will find. You will not. You don't even have to scroll 10 or 15 messages. You will find them. I'll try to retag also, but I'm saying that you will have to wait for me to retag. After I finish this session, I'm going to have a breather. I've been taking classes since 5 p.m. So, you don't have to wait all that time. You can just, and I have many calls that I have to return. So, what I'm saying is that I am not the rate determining step. You can do this on your own. Scroll up, you'll find the message. Try to 20 years period years. Ishan, if you're talking about preparation for JEE Advanced, do not, as I said, I'll show you the slide again. What we expect of Eklavya, to really just follow the pedagogy of Eklavya. All right, do not deviate from it. If we think that doing PYQ is a good idea, we will give you PYQ, guys. Don't worry. I mean, if you are not being given a particular task, that means that whatever task we have given you is more valuable than the task that you think was probably omitted by us. No, we did not omit, guys. We, with a team of 10 to 12 teachers, highly experienced, we sit together, we plan these things. So rest assured that if we are giving you something to solve, or if we are giving you an instruction, then we have considered other possibilities also, and we have found this more valuable. Okay, where will we find the inorganic session? Okay, guys, inorganic session for the next 20 days, I think you will not be able to access the inorganic session. Later on, when you join the Eklavya batch, you will find them in your recorded version. So you will be able to attend the live sessions at that time, and you will be able to get the recordings also. Okay. Okay, I'll try to see if I can share the recording on a daily basis in the Telegram channel. I'll try to do that, but there are some technical challenges to that. So I'm not sure whether I'll be able to do that or not, but I'll try from my side. I am noting it down. I'm noting it down that I have to share inorganic chemistry on a daily basis if possible. Okay, so I'm noting it down, and I'll inquire whether I can do that or not, like technically whether it's possible or not. Okay, guys, there are too many messages for us to answer. I'm scrolling to the bottom right now. Okay, no entrance exam again will be conducted for Eklavya this year. Boards, guys, during the boards period, we are giving you off intermittently here and there. We are keeping classes, but those classes are kept in mind, keeping are kept keeping they are scheduled keeping in mind your board schedule. So you will find that those classes are assisting you in your board examination. For example, before physics exam, we are conducting only physics classes, and that too of only 12th grade syllabus, so that when you cover that, your board also get assisted. Okay, if we don't clear the cutoff, should we still fill the JEE form of percentile? Srishti, actually, it will not help you. If you want to fill, you can fill, but probably it will not help you. Okay, having said that, guys, we will give some kind of relaxation to category students, like the SC and the ST category students, even the girl candidates. For them, we will lower the cutoff. Okay, which we have not decided yet. I think for SC and ST, we will go up to 90 percentile. Okay, I have my practicals in upcoming days, so will I be able to attend the replays? Replays of all session are available. Whatever session will be conducted on the Veda platform, except the T batch session, except the temporary batch session. Everything replay will be available, and you will be getting the access to the replay even if you join the batch late. Okay. Can I get entry in Eklavya if I'm getting 90%? I am a Vedantu Pro Plus student. Shreyansh, no. I think if you are a general category student, then for Vedans, it's 94 percentile. You stick to the instructions of the program, no other effort. Yes, yes. I think this was the message I wanted to. Yes, you stick to the instructions of the program. No, see, leave the planning part to us. Just execute what we are giving you, what we are asking you to execute. Leave the planning part to us. Exactly. Don't have to do anything. You don't have to go to any other test series also. Everything will be provided by us. everything will be top notch. Okay, 70% नहीं है board में. Sandra, EWS category, mm, we'll see. We'll see the cutoffs and then we'll decide. Like this is something that we are yet to arrive at a conclusion. But one thing is sure that by looking at the category, if their general cutoff, if their cutoff is lower than the general cutoff, which should be the case, if it's significantly lower, then we will give some kind of relaxation in the percentiles also. Okay. After April attempt, no new batch of Eklavya will be launched. Students can be enrolled in the existing batches only. All right. If I don't get 90% in this attempt, guys, many of you are asking the same question. If you fail to clear the cutoff in this attempt, you can clear the cutoff in the next attempt, and you will still be enrolled in Eklavya. I'm reiterating, but at that point of time, it may be too late to take the benefit out of the Eklavya program. We can still enroll you. You will still be able to write the remaining test to contest with your fellow Eklavyans. All right. But yeah, of course, the time would be past. Okay, Hitesh, clear नहीं है मेंस पर्सनल क्लियर हो गया नहीं क्लब के लिए मैं फॉलो guys. Okay, there's one question. If you are not sure whether your attempt 1 went good enough or you need to practice for attempt 2, I would say that, see, if you are thinking that you'll be able to get around 140 150 kind of marks, okay, don't then also keep preparing for advance, because when you prepare for advance, then your thought process get evolved, you get your brain undergoes some kind of development. Okay, it will become easier for you to score in attempt 2 of JEE main also. What I'm saying is that when you practice for JEE advanced examination, you will realize that your JEE main attempt has improved. Okay, so keep that in mind, guys. Okay, Tanishk, I'm already part of Eklavya. I have filled the form but not added in the Telegram groups because of the missing column. I have filled again by you. Yeah, after you have filled the form, it takes about 2 days. So there was a field missing in the form. Now you have filled it. Wait for 2 days. You will be enrolled. Okay. Is Vedantu dropper batch? How to enroll? I'm late in the session. Kumara Guru, I will share a replay of the session. You can watch it again. And no, somebody is asking about entrance test for Eklavya. This is the third or the fourth time I'm telling, no more entrance test, guys. No more entrance test. Okay, will the batch take care of week 11th? No, guys. This batch is not to address your, so there is a basic level of JEE mains. If you are below that level, this batch is not for you. If you are at the level of, securing somewhere around 150 marks in JEE mains, from there we will boost your performance. Okay, so I hope that should that should clarify the idea of the batch. Okay, it is not to pick up the students who are getting 100 or less than 100 kind of marks in JEE mains. It is to pick up the students who are getting 150 plus marks in JEE mains and then to boost their performance. Okay. Will the Eklavya modules be available? See, for first 3 units I have already shared. For the remaining units I will share. Content sharing is not an issue. We will share. Don't worry about that. Will you provide Eklavya module has to be available on the Telegram? Will the test series also? Yes. Test series, yes, guys. The entire test series will be available on the Telegram channel. Whether you are part of Eklavya or you are not part of Eklavya, you can still become part of the test series at 0 rupee. You don't have to pay anything. Just stay in the Telegram channel, because I will post the link of the test there continuously. Okay. Bad chemistry again. Amish, if that is the case, then during this period you must work on your chemistry. I mean, you must devote more time to chemistry. Try to work on that. You will definitely make. You can. You are in a position where you can get an IIT seat. Okay, was the same tutorial session or we can watch from any other teacher? देखो उमेर, अगर किसी और टीचर के सेशन देखने से तुम्हें फ़ायदा होता तो हम उनके लिंक उठा के दे देते हैं. ठीक है guys, see what you will miss. Umar, what you will miss, you don't know the depth of an ocean. You are sitting in a boat assuming that the depth won't be greater than the depth of a lake. Let me just go into the lake and swim. This is what you're doing. when you watch those tutorial sessions, you will realize that nothing of that sort exists on YouTube. YouTube content is not taken to the depth because the viewership will fall. Understand this. So what I'm trying to suggest is that no YouTube session will be able to replicate what we are covering in tutorial sessions. Okay. Rishabh, I've already shared the tutorial sessions with you guys. Now, I mean, for the first 3 units, I've already shared. Alima, you need to leave the other classes except of Eklavya. Deepan can't answer this question really. I mean, Winter Soldier, we'll upload. We'll upload. Don't worry. We'll share the content. We'll share the content. We'll provide the Eklavya content on the open forum. No, no, Aviral. You just need a Google ID, a Gmail ID to access the content, nothing else. Okay. Uh, Benedict, your 11th is not weak. You think it is weak. It's not weak. You when you should start. See, we have seen students making significant growth in these 2 to 3 months merely on the basis of conviction. They thought that they will improve, they improved, and there are students who thought they will never improve, they did not improve. Okay, whatever you think of yourself, you will get that. Karthik, right now you can't enroll. I will share a form in the Telegram channel after the JEE main percentiles are released. Fill that form. Guys, the schedule cannot be altered. The schedule that we have made, it cannot be altered. There are no, like, it's not possible to alter that. We have with very difficulty we have fit in those classes. Yeah, so no possibility of changing the schedule. No, Prachetas can't do that because that will actually compromise the sanctity of the entire Eklavya program. When the student are not able to pick up things, okay, because their baseline is not good enough, okay, it actually spoils the experience of the other student. It takes the entire batch down. So can't do that. Yes, Shreyans, yes. Yes, Siddesh, I will. Yes, I will share the entire content. Yes. Okay. अरे एडवांस की तैयारी करो. जेई एडवांस जेई मेंस अपने आप अच्छा हो जाएगा. Manansh, you may not have filled the form. Some field in the form may be blank yet. Go and check the form. Click on the form link. Click on edit your response. Check all the fields. Something would be vacant. Fill it, and then wait for 2 days. The process is absolutely perfect. I have checked it 3 or 4 times. I have discussed with my team 3 or 4 times. Only those students are pending for enrollment who have their form incomplete. None of the other students are pending. Prachitas, no. Yes, Ryan, yes. I guess students who don't have any doubt now, they can leave the session. If you have doubts to ask, you can stay here. Others can leave. Thank you so much for joining the session, guys. Thank you so much. It was